Right, hello everyone, welcome on board. This is Easyjet 64 Delta Mike. We're currently on our way to Innsbruck, just coming off the toll-free Alpha arrival inbound to Rattenberg over here, as the village underneath the mountains. Finally back in Austria for the winter season. They've had a bit of snow, so for once Microsoft isn't wrong. There is actually snow in Austria today. Anyway, so we're currently setting up for the RNP Zulu runway 26 approach. We've got a valley wind of 7 or 8 knots down at the airfield. Up here we're at 40 knots at the moment. Let's enter some data in there. So we've got LDev and VDev active. So 270 at 7. We've got 997 on the QNH, and the temperature is 1 degree Celsius. Just coming in slightly hot at the moment, so I'm just going to whack out some speed brakes, reduce that speed down nicely. Pop up Navigraph with the usual lag as that opens up. On Zulu runway 26 AR approach. This is a 3.5 degree glide path rather than 3.7, so it's a little bit easier. And the minimums today are 2,500 feet. Speed's 240, just dropping now nicely. I'm going to start following the valley now, just basically the standard in-valley. It's going to be quite a tedious, boring, long approach, but that is pretty much how it always goes in Innsbruck. There you go, in valley in sight. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Flaps 1, speed brake's going away. On the approach. Very nice capture according to the glide path there. That was pretty awful, not gonna lie. Throwing it all over the place, but we're on the glide path now. Flaps. Put flaps 2 and get 160 knots on there. Launch brake 2. We've had 1 hour 21 minutes of flying time, so pretty reasonable. Landing lights on, runway turn-off lights on, wing lights on, everything's on. Glance up my ignition gauge, we're going to come in nicely like this. Final approach is on, let's just recheck QNH once. It's 996 now, so that is the correct and final QNH for the approach. We'll keep it at that then. So the RNP Zulu is a slightly nicer approach in that we're sort of coming over the mountain here on the left hand side in this gap. We actually come over at a shallower angle along the valley. This allows easier departures from the south side for VFR aircraft, so we're more separated from them. In addition, we come in at a lower angle, which is easier for the aircraft to maintain a glide path with. But yes. Still got 15 miles to go. It's a long final approach here at Innsbruck, honestly. It's somewhat tedious at times. There's all the hype about it, but it's basically always the same. Nearly nothing ever changes. It's always RNP or localizer DME runway 26. So I like to keep the speed up at 200 and about 170 knots for the approach here. It just means we're not dawdling too much. Put the gear down just overhead the next village there. There's no need to get it down that early. Okay, we're looking at about 10 miles to go. Just about seeing the runway come into sight on the 10-mile marker there. Bring the gear down now. There's runway in sight. Let's reduce ourselves down to 155. Now we'll put flaps free. Push us back up onto the approach path nicely. Check-a-doo. Runway in sight, Pappy's identified 3.5 degrees. Looking at about a 900 feet per minute descent rate, coming in over Detz now. That's the industrial area to the east of Innsbruck. Shortly, we're just over Halle at the moment. On the left hand side we have the Glumgenser. This is the ski piste here. That's the top of the mountain, nice mountain to walk up. And there's Patrickhoffel and the Stubai Glacier back at the back. Okay, I'd say it's time to use our final approach speed, so I'll set that up there. We'll let the aircraft slowly pitch back up. And add in the flaps once we've settled back into that glide path there. Innsbruck traffic, EC6 more 4 Delta Mike is on final approach runway 26.
Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
That's the Amraserstrasse here. Goes on the house south side, you've got the top of Innsbruck there. Coming in over the station shortly. Smidgen too low, let's just pull up slightly. Train station underneath us now. Runway's identified. We're We don't have much space to flare at Innsbruck, so it will be a bit of a firmer landing, it usually is. Auto brake medium flaps, full speed brake armed, landing clearance not necessary.
100
It's
above.
uncontrolled today.
Minimum.
Continue. Got the bunny rabbits on today, we never knew. We wouldn't have them on in these conditions in real life. Let's start pitching down for that glide path. It's my uni up on the right hand side, we've got 900, 800.
$100, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
We'll try and vacate before Alpha. It's the unwritten rule of Innsbruck. Speed brakes up, flaps up. Let's get the autopilot. No, sorry, APU on. 26 knots, gentle braking. Bit of a jump down onto this bit as I remember. Not in real life, but yep. We'll be realistic and we're going to follow me. Room is vacated. Willkommen in Innsbruck. There's our follow me up ahead on the left there. Yep. Come on, quickly. You need to stop and put your follow me lights on. I've got you in sight. Yeah, now drive. Thank you. There we go. Off we go. Works at Innsbruck's just about enough taxiway for them not to freak out. We don't want to blind the follow me driver, so turn off the lights. In theory we should be following them at a nice distance, so they're basically providing our headlights as well. The apron lighting is also no problem. So I think we're just the other side of the Tomjet there. KLM as well, 737, that's not realistic. KLM don't fly here. Marshall is in sight there. Too far, yeah, nonsense. Perfect distance. Yeah, we'll check the landing time, we'll cut the engine shortly. So 33, it's now 37, it's been more than 4 minutes. Landed at 48 feet per minute, that's the smoothest landing I've ever made in Innsbruck. Lovely. Not bad, we didn't get Gangnam Style from him today.
The boarding requested.
Nice realistic pushback there with the KLM.
Passengers, the boarding started.
Finally. This gate sometimes will use a walk-in, so I'm doing that for this. This is my GSX profile. It's available on Flight Sim TO, so there you go if you can get it.